Welcome back to the Deadpool comic series right here at Comicstorian, where we bring you audio dramas of your favorite storylines within comic books, video games, and movies. This is the launch of a brand new Deadpool book, issue number 1. And today we're going to give you the new status quo for Deadpool. If you want to pick it up, you can go to your local comic book shop. And if you want any of the older storylines, I'll give you all the older Deadpool stuff in the playlist down below. But there really isn't much more to explain. Let's get into Deadpool number 1. You know that thing where you can just tell something is going to be extra painful? Yeah, that's happening right now. Like, you know, being ripped in half. And 5 minutes later, as Deadpool looks at his lower half hanging from a tree, he sighs, telling himself, I hate being right. But as he lays there, a sophisticated bird-like monster leans down asking, Is everything all right? Deadpool tells him, well, from the feels of it, I'm only half all right. Anyway, do a friend a favor and grab the other half. Knitting back together takes a lot less time than regrowing everything. As the bird monster starts to pull down Deadpool's legs, he tells him that this is terribly inappropriate. Why would you try and kill the king of the monsters? Deadpool asks, why would any of you kill a monster king? For money! It was like a lifetime ago, really? And yesterday, in Deadpool's super secret base in New York City, he was summoned to Staten Island by a random anonymous client. But let it be known, he wouldn't step foot onto Staten Island for any less than like 40 bucks. Anyway, it was also his birthday, and he could tell because of the letter that he received for his yearly dental appointment. So they partied, he and mailman Carl. There were cocktails, cake, and everything, and even an ice sculpture. Okay, maybe none of that happened and he actually kidnapped Carl, but that's not the point. While sitting on the roof, he thought maybe, just maybe, the client needed his help. And that's when his conscience got the better of him. So he left for Staten Island, and while on the way, the other ferry was attacked by a giant tentacle monster. But you know what? That is not Deadpool's problem. Moving on. The client's name was Blaylock, and he wanted the king of the monsters dead. The king had migrated all of the monsters to Staten Island because of some new legal thing, and some 17th century deal with some desperate humans. The deal didn't sound right, and eventually, the real heroes would pick up the cause. And that's when Blaylock offered payment, a boatload of gold bars. And that young monster is why he came here. The bird monster says his name is actually Bellis, and Deadpool tells him, great, as soon as my spine heals back together, we're gonna shove like 40 grenades down the Monster King's throat. Bellis tells him, well, as the Lord Chamberlain, I am currently serving the Monster King, so... And Deadpool asks, are you gonna stop me? Are you gonna be a hero and save the king? Bellis tells him, no. I do not like the new king or Staten Island. The people here wish to see him leave. Deadpool yells, that's great! All I need now is... But before Deadpool could finish, a boot stomps on his head, and Elsa Bloodstone asks, what the bloody hell are you doing here? Through the coughing, Deadpool tells him, working! Wait, did Blaylock hire you too? I am not sharing those gold bars. And so, after being humiliated by a beautiful woman that clearly has an interest in Deadpool, he follows her up to a tower asking, what are you doing here? Elsa looks out at the giant green monster king as it uses one of its many tendrils to eat people, telling him, I'm here for the king, same as you. Deadpool tells her, well, maybe this is just going to be one of those David and Goliath type things, so you can leave now. Elsa asks, didn't you already get ripped in half once today? Whatever the case, just stay out of the damn way. Deadpool runs out shouting, that is going to be impossible because of how much you'll be in my way. And so, after an uncoordinated attack that seemed like a good idea at the time, the two soon find themselves captured and about to be eaten by the Monster King hanging upside down. As they're hanging there, Deadpool says, you know, I was in a situation like this before once with Spider-Man, but this is so much better. You seem less uptight. And as the Monster King gets ready to eat Elsa, and Deadpool yells, wait, no, eat me! I'm delicious and full of cancer! Elsa's just full of silicone. So Deadpool pulls out a sword and gets to work slicing and dicing to save the beautiful Elsa Bloodstone, except he gets one of his arms bitten off. As the two fall back to the ground, Elsa asks, what was the point of that? You lost your damned arm! And Deadpool tells her, it is all a part of my plan. I did say that I was going to kill the king with like 40 grenades. Why does no one ever believe me? You see, the arm that was bitten off was the one holding the grenades. The other one is where I kept all the pins. Just then the Monster King stops moving after feeling a rumble in his tummy. And boom, as flaming monster chunks rain down, pushing Elsa onto Deadpool, He tells her, "You're pressing your lady parts against me. I'm going to assume you like me." She laughs, telling him, "I wouldn't flatter yourself. I'd much rather rub against the flaming monster chunks. But you did save me. That at least earns you a human shield. And just so we're clear, there's nothing silicone about me." Once the monsters come back out to see their fallen king, Bellis announces as Lord Chamberlain of the Monsters. He officially proclaims Deadpool as the new king of the monsters. All hail the king! As the monsters pick up Deadpool and toss him into the air, he just simply shouts, "Wait, what?" So this is the part where Deadpool becomes king of the monsters because of some ancient monster law where if you kill a king, you become a king. Deadpool sits on his giant throne, clearly not meant for his size, with his own crown and scepter to perform his kingly duties when he realizes that being a king sucks. Being a king is supposed to be fun, not boring. Meeting people, dealing with monster problems, yelling at a giant tentacle monster to stop eating, and looting people on ferries. What could be worse? And that's when Deadpool feels a small shark bite on his leg. It gets worse, in the form of Gwenpool. Gwenpool says that because of how uncertain her books have become, she needs to leave Jeff the Land Shark to live with Deadpool. Because, basically, it's the equivalent of your friend dropping off their dog with you. And so, since Gwenpool had to leave Jeff the Shark with Deadpool for fear of Jeff the Shark disappearing in a canceled Gwenpool book, Deadpool stands there, half regrowing an arm, a land shark the size of a small dog biting him, and he tells Jeff that this sucks. Yesterday was my birthday and no one even called me. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that you gotta keep moving to survive. Gotta be like, "Hey, a shark!" Bellis asks, "Back to the to-do list then." And Deadpool tells him, "No, being a king is a lot of nonsense. I should be swimming laps in my Scrooge McDuck-style pool of gold coins. Onward to get me some ice cream! It's not birthday cake, but it's a start. And Jeff will finally stop chewing on my butt. Also a plus." Later that night, in the home of the Lord Chamberlain, Bellis turns on the lights to find that he has no power. He sighs, stating that he really hopes that it's not those pesky knife flocks again. And then a voice in the shadow tells him that it's not. And a spear is thrown into Bellis. The shadowy man pulls the spear out of the lifeless body, telling him, "The king can make his plans, but he can't change what this island has become. A perfect monster hunting ground for Craven the Hunter to prove his worth." And there you have it, the new Deadpool status quo. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know, Scotty Young was doing a Deadpool storyline. It lasted until about 15 issues, and then everything related to the X-Men got a reboot. This is the new Deadpool as a part of the reboot, written by Kelly Thompson. She's the one who wrote Gwenpool into the West Coast Avengers, which created Jeff the Shark, and obviously she moved Jeff the Shark into the Deadpool book so that she can keep writing about this fun little land shark. Overall, I like this new idea. Deadpool doing his own thing away from the X-Men, away from Spider-Man. He's off on his own crazy adventures, but I know this is not going to be for everyone. So what do you guys think of this new direction for Deadpool? It's quite obvious we're going to go more in an LOL meme direction than the much more deeper situations that we had with Deadpool in the past, the ones that I really enjoyed. But in general, what do you guys think of this Deadpool direction? Also, for those of you guys who are wondering, hey, Benny, weren't you doing the Scotty Young run? Yes, we were working on the last run for Deadpool, the Scotty Young run, and we will go back to finishing that up. We had to put it on hold because we were finishing so many different series that we started up for you guys. So now that we're moving on to the next Deadpool, that kind of tells me we should go finish up the old Deadpool. So if you subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for notifications. We'll do that little bridge gap of issues 7 to 15 leading us up to here, and then we're going to keep doing Deadpool. As far as doing single issues of the new Deadpool, that's probably not going to happen. We're probably going to wait for 2 or 3 of these to come out and then do a bigger one like we do with a lot more of the larger series that don't get like immediate attention like this. But either way, what did you guys think of this? Did you enjoy it? Do you like this direction? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.